After more than 80 people were killed in Plateau State, there has been another attack, this time leaving 52 confirmed deaths so far and many more injured. The latest incident on Sunday night was a brutal attack in Zike and Zikimakpa communities in Bassa local government area. Reacting to this, President Bola Tinubu yesterday tasked Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang to summon the necessary political will to resolve the crisis in his state and establish enduring peace, saying the country can no longer ignore the underlying causes of the crisis. Also, Governor Caleb Mutfwang also called for calm following the attacks. He says proactive steps will be put in place to forestall further attacks.
At about midnight into early this morning, over 100 militia bandits descended on one of the communities in Kwal district of Bassa local government, leaving in their trail a number of dead bodies and destroyed houses.
For me, I totally disagree with Mr. President this morning. I think it's an abdication of responsibility, and I think President Tinubu has not done enough when it comes to insecurity, and I think the governor has no blame in this communal crisis matter. And the governors cannot really do much. Let's be sincere with ourselves. The federal government oversees the police. The same federal government will not like state security. Even if you get state security, you can't get them sophisticated weapons because of clause in the Constitution. Secondly, the military is overseen by the federal government. Yes, we can say governors have protection. They move around in convoys, yes. But apart from their protection, the day this governor has a problem with the federal government, that's when you will know that he has no powers. We have seen with the case of Governor Fubara now. It's just one order from above. And they will manipulate even the security architecture on ground. But the greatest blame falls on President Tinubu that is still in France. Well over 100 people have died. What is he going to do about it? Is he going to put in more military? Do we even have boots on the ground? Who is able to protect the people of Bokkos, Manga, Mangu, and a couple of other areas, and the people around the Rigwe area? All of this should go back to the president. Look at all the security personnel there, the military, the civil, what's it called, defense and everything. All of them get instruction from the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The governors are the chief security officers in name and only when they are in alignment with the government of the center. So you see, a governor that pretty much gets his way by is in alignment with the government of the center. If the government of the center want to mess you up, you will see what happens. Before you know it, they withdraw security so quickly from you. So there's no true level of, federalism. And I hate to use the word true federalism because it doesn't exist in the first place. The solutions will be number one. How do we put a response force across local government areas that can alert people when there are these attacks so that they can be repelled quickly? Secondly, are we going to put some vigilante units on the ground, and who is going to be able to fund them? Thirdly, the intercommunal conversation and all of that. Most importantly, these people that come to attack, how do they get the weapons? It's the federal government that will do the work of taking the weapons off them in the first place. So order, weaponry architecture, and illegal movement of weapons must be stopped. But how are they going to do this? It's the federal government through the DSS and other intelligence apparatchik that will have to do that. What I just want to tell President Tinubu this morning, are you not tired of condemning deaths in this country? The other day, you issued out a statement, condemn deaths. Today, you are issuing another statement, condemning deaths. When will you stop issuing statements to condemn death and actually get on top of the situation and be proactive? President Tinubu, Section 14, subsection 2 says, the security of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is the paramount responsibility of the states. You are the head of states. The buck stops with you. Do something.
President Tinubu, you are the head of state. The buck stops with you. Do something. Couldn't have said that any better because Rufai Oseni sort of encapsulates everything. I asked this question the other day. Who's benefiting from this chaos and these killings that are happening all across Nigeria? And case in point, Plateau State. There's a whole lot to unpack from here anyway, but if you're meeting this content for the first time, please like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you've been following us and you've not yet subscribed, please do so. And also recommend this channel to others. But I want you to watch this to the end because we have a lot to unpack here, and I need to ask you a few questions, and I need your response back as well. How do you think that these issues, killings, ethnic cleansing, can stop? How? How can we fix it? How can we stop the unnecessary and wanton killings of our fellow Nigerians? Today is in Plateau. As it stands right now, the government at the center cannot do anything, cannot save our people in the villages, in their communities. It is clear and evident now. So, how do we help, pressure on the government to act? Imagine the president tells the governor of Plateau State that he should summon the political will. The president didn't tell the governor of Rivers State to summon the political will to stop a pipeline from being vandalized. But he said to the governor of Plateau State to gather the momentum or the political will to stop the killings in his state. So I beg to ask this question. Why the difference in approach? You took decisive action. Before we could say Jack Robinson, there was already military in Rivers State removing the governor from his office. And you cannot take that same decisive action and send the military to go and find out and flush out those bandits and the terrorists who were killing Nigerians, your own fellow countrymen. The number one task of every government is to secure lives and property. This government, this president has not secured one life yet. He's not protected the people yet. He's in France looking out for himself. And they call that a working visit. But Nigerians have died. Over 135 Nigerians have died already in this communal clash or these killings that happened in Bokkos a couple of days ago or a week ago, and this one that's reported today. And guess what? They come in the middle of the night when the people are sleeping, in their most vulnerable state. And then he tells Caleb, governor of Plateau State, to summon the political will. See how he's abdicated his responsibility. So I'm asking the same question to you. How can we put pressure on the federal government to stop these killings? Be it communal clashes, be it banditry or terrorism, how do we put pressure? Because we're doing our own here. I'm doing this content here to put it out so you can help share it, and use your comments as well to push and then recommend it to others so they can put pressure on the federal government. This is a crawling crisis. It is crawling into other communities. And no one is free. This has given rise to kidnapping. It is giving rise to... By the way, where's question is, how are they even getting those weapons? Who's selling those weapons to them? And by the way, all the insinuation points into land grabbing, resource control in those places. But the federal government leaves no hand to do nothing. Now, perhaps maybe they're just waiting to say, let the killings continue so we don't have any option but to allow state of emergency. Just maybe. But also remember, Plateau State is governed by APC still. So there was always going to be leverage to say, we will let you do what you can do until we cannot let you anymore, irrespective of who is dying. But it's not about the political party right now. It's about the fact that we have a government that is not taking responsibility for the task that has been assigned to that same government to do. Protect the lives and the properties of your citizens. Where are they getting these guns from? Who's selling? What black market are they using to purchase these guns and use them to inflict death? Listen, there's a lot of grieving. There's a report as well that in this killing that just happened, in one family, 8 people were wiped out, completely erased from the face of the earth. An entire family wiped out. When they sleep in the middle of the night in their most vulnerable state. You make sense of that. This doesn't make any sense. So when we tell you that 2027 is the fight for the soul of our country, don't take it for granted. For far too long, we kept quiet. We lifted our hands and behaved as though it didn't concern us. We behave as though, it's never going to get to us. Like I said, it's a crawling crisis and it's moving in speed. It's going from the northeast through the south to the middle belt and it's getting to every corner of the country. And we have an inefficient, incapable government. The government that doesn't have the capacity to do the work. You cannot. The other day, Borno governor, he said, I think it was Borno governor, said, you have to defend yourself. You cannot depend on the government anymore. It literally just means that we have a government we cannot depend for anything. We provide our lights for ourselves, our water, our security. We have to defend our lives. When we travel on the roads, they don't care because they use helicopters and planes and they fly over the incidences they've created with their corruption. That's why they don't have the willpower to solve the problem. So I asked the other day, who's benefiting from these killings? They're chasing them away from their lands and taking their lands, so they inflict death. So we have so many internally displaced people across the country. Can you believe a country that's not at war? But we have internally displaced people all across, including in the Federal Capital Territory, where the president is. Can you imagine that? Who's benefiting from these killings? Do we have a government that can really fix the problem? Do you even trust this government to fix the problem? We had an APC government for 8 years in Buhari. They couldn't do anything. Now we have a Tinubu's government for 2 years counting now, and they've not been able to do anything. And he tells the governor to summon the political will. The same president who has not been able to solve this problem for 2 years, who has all the will, the political power, and the machinery to do the job, has not been able to do it. Please, before you tell me that it's a state issue, the governor should be able to do something. Our military is controlled by the president. If they want to fix this problem, it doesn't take a long. Nigerians military, just in case you don't understand, Nigeria's military is very powerful, very strong. They just need to give them the right tools, the right apparatus, the right gears, and train them and tell you they will flush them out. These guys are very young. Our government is not doing anything. It's enough time. People have died. We cannot let it be our own loved ones. If you're not feeling the pains of the people who've lost their loved ones, I am feeling it. As I said before, I would not stop talking about this. And I need you to share this content. Let us call this government out and put pressure on this government to fix the problem of insecurity in our country. Listen, there's a lot of beautiful places in Nigeria for us to enjoy, even in this Plateau State that just happened now. Look at the mountains. Look at the waterfalls. We have that in Taraba. Look at the beautiful landscape we have all over the Northeast, but we cannot experience it because of what? These killings. Nigeria is so beautiful, we can enjoy tourism, but we cannot bank on tourism right now because of kidnapping. So I'm expressing this. I don't know what you think, but I've asked you the same question several times. Who's benefiting from this? Do we have a government that can fix this problem? Do you think this Tinubu's government is capable of fixing this problem? Put your answers in your response in the comment section. Again, like I said, if you're meeting this content for the first time, like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you've been following us and you've not yet subscribed, please do so. Recommend this channel to others as well. We need to solve this problem and we need to put the pressure on our government to make sure they fix it. Let's don't keep quiet. As always, God bless you, and I'll catch you up in the next video. Bye-bye for now.